Hello, good morning, happy Tuesday, and this is your task for today. It is both for EIL and social studies. It's the same one, okay? And it's all the same for 7th and 8th grade today, because today you're doing is writing a journal entry about surviving the coronavirus, okay? I will outline three. So first, the how. So why do we write it? Or sorry, not the how, the why. Yes, the why. Why do we write journals? So journals are a great way to remember details of your life. So whenever you look back on a moment that happened, you might remember something a little bit more clearly than you would have earlier, or you would have without writing it down. So details like how you felt, who said what, how did they react, different things like that. It helps us keep our memory in order because our memory is flaky and it goes away. Same thing goes with feelings. So number 2 is to help process feelings and ideas. Feelings come and go, and we don't remember how we felt at a certain time. And that's a good thing because if feelings didn't go away, we'd be angry or we'd be feeling, frustrated all the time, especially with the negative feelings. And so it's a good thing that they come and go. However, it's important to write things down and process them. And in writing them, when you put them down on paper, it's almost like you're kind of feeling them through rather than letting them sit. And then number 3 is to record a personal history. It's important because it helps you remember how much you grow from one point of your life to another point of your life. And keeping a journal helps you kind of store who you are and how far you've gone. So it's personal kind of history of your identity. Okay, so now we go to the how. So before I go through the 5 things of the how, you want to make sure that you have a notebook. Okay, now having a notebook is to write actual journals specifically for this. This is not your English notebook. This is not your social studies notebook. It is not a recipe book that's lying around. It's a specific notebook that is set for this task and purpose. Now, if you don't have an extra notebook lying around, it's okay to use it on a piece of paper and then get one. You can also open and start Google Doc entries as your journal. There's many apps that you can do. I'm going to link them up for online journaling, and you could just store everything there. If you are a writer with your hand, I prefer using an actual physical notebook. If you're a typer, do it online somewhere or on an app. So first thing to do is date your entry because that helps you remember which day you wrote it this on and what happened when. Okay. Second is make sure that you tell the truth, okay, and be honest because this is your personal stuff. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be a lot. You're not coloring this up for somebody. You're not making up a story. This is your real life. So you got to be as honest as you can. What did you feel? How did you react? Were you angry? Were you in the wrong? Were you in the right? Okay. Write down those details. Number 3, be specific. Maybe even what were you wearing, right? Some people even write whole dialogues into their journal entries, and when they come back and reread it, it's almost like reliving an episode of your life. So details are super, super important. And number 4, as I said about feelings, write them down. Be honest about how you feel and why maybe you felt that way. And maybe you didn't know the why. And in helping and in journaling, you kind of figure it out. And then 5, the how, is good to remember that there is no limit and there's no length, short or long, about what a journal entry needs to be. Some journal entries are only about a sentence long sometimes, or a word long. Now, that's not being very specific or detailed, but in describing things, your journal entry doesn't have to be 5 paragraphs long like an essay, and it doesn't have to have paragraphs. It's up to you. It's also doesn't need to be spelled correctly or grammatically correct. And so just write. Finally, here is the 5 more tips about how to write a journal. So first one is if you have no idea what you're going to do and what to write about, like, I'm stuck here for the coronavirus, but I have no idea how to start. So first reflect, close your eyes, and just focus about, like, how do you feel about this? How have you been feeling this? How has it been this experience? Now we're on the 2nd week of doing e-learning. How does it feel, right? Reflect on how does it feel to be in your room. Describe your day, right? Reflect on different things like that. Number 2, ask yourself questions. How do you feel? about this. What happened yesterday? What did my mom say? How did I react? Was there something that happened that was big? Was there a certain feeling that you felt? Asking yourself questions helps you kind of brainstorm about what to write. Third tip is to time yourself. If you are absolutely like, I have no idea how long this is going to be, just set a timer for 10 minutes. I'm going to write the journal for 10 minutes and I'm not going to stop. Maybe you want it longer or shorter. Try it just 5 minutes and come back to it, right? This should be just like the tip that I gave you yesterday about how to survive e-learning. Timing yourself is an important skill because it helps you focus for that specific time when you know this is what I'm doing for these 10 minutes and nothing else. Okay. Number 4, reread your journal entry and then add any other thoughts that might pop out in your head. Sometimes you write a journal entry and you forget that there was a thought that you're trying to write down and you forgot, and rereading them might help you do that. And then number 5, this is really, really important for journal entries or diaries, is to write naturally and quickly. Okay, this is what I said before. They shouldn't be you shouldn't matter, or you shouldn't worry about spelling things correctly, and you shouldn't matter how long it is. Also, if you're speaking 3 languages, sometimes a correct word or a more proper word would be to say it in another language. Do it. Shouldn't worry about spellings, and this should be a natural flow of your thoughts. So if you stop and you think about it too much, your writing won't get as done as fast. So this is the flow, this kind of like getting your mind and dumping it on paper. All right, so hopefully the why, the how, and the tips help you get started today on your task. Let me know if you need help. Comment underneath this video if you have questions, and then make sure that you attach your writing into the assignment, not the comments. All right, have fun.